Many years ago, I started off very poor, broke, and honestly, very stupid. But this is when I began to research the subject of success. And I came up on one of the most important ideas that I've ever had at 18 years old. And that is that when you study successful people and you do what they do, you'll become more successful. And when you study unsuccessful people and you avoid doing what they do, then you won't fail. I've read biographies, autobiographies, took courses, went out to events, and studied the characteristics and principles. And what I found out is that each successful person has at least 4 of these principles. And if you have these 4 principles, there should be nothing that can get in the way of you actually becoming successful. So let's talk about the first principle, which is the power of one. This means you have the ability to focus on one business and go all in on that one business in order to truly become successful. But the reason why a lot of people don't make $1 million out of their business is because they're so focused on many of others. And see, we don't realize the power of focusing on one business and going all in on that one business. See, when I study successful people, I found out that they usually know exactly, they have clarity on exactly where they're going and what they want to be able to do inside of their business. And when I study unsuccessful people, they usually have a lack of direction. They don't usually know exactly where they're going. So I want to have clear direction on where I'm going. And how I'm able to do that is if I'm focusing in on one business and going all in on that one business. I had a guy come to me the other day and he said, hey, listen, I don't know exactly why I'm struggling so much because I have so many businesses. I have a shirt business. I have a trucking business. He had all these businesses going on and he didn't recognize why he was struggling. And it was probably because he wasn't focused in on one. He didn't go all in on one business. I want you guys to imagine that if you were trying to be able to chop down a tree and you begin to get your axe and you start hitting that tree at all different angles, right? When you get done hitting that tree, you realize that, well, damn, I've gotten nowhere. I've hit the tree in every single angle, but I've gotten nowhere. But if I were able to hit the same spot over and over and over again, that tree will end up falling down because I'm focused. I'm hitting it with precision in one spot. You want to think of your business in that exact same way. Another thing about the power of one is many business owners don't just focus on one business, but they also focus on one key thing that they do best inside of that business, and they delegate the rest. A lot of us were exhausted inside of our company because we're working in the company instead of on it. We don't truly realize that we're running figure fours because we're really working a job and we're not working on the business. We're working in it. See, I want to be the person that takes my time back. I want to buy my time back. That way I'm able to focus and work on the business. That way it can truly grow instead of working inside of the business. So you want to focus on what you do best inside of your company. One thing that you do very best, and you go all in on just that. And you want to delegate the rest off to other people. See, here's the thing. In 2025, you're able to be able to hire people across the country that you can pay them $3 to $4 an hour and get the job done just as well as you. But many of us, we don't usually end up trusting people to be able to do the work as good as we do. But we don't realize that we can simply record a video, hop on Zoom, record a video on exactly what we do, the process that we go through ourselves, give it to them. That way they can do just as good as us. Principle number 2 is I found out that successful people take failure in a completely different, they have a different perception of failure. They understand that failure equals data. It is feedback. Most of us, we end up going out and we try inside of a business and we fail. And we say, oh, listen, that doesn't work. But we just simply haven't tried enough times in order to be able to see the right way to be able to do it. You see, the best way to find out the right way to do something is to do it the wrong way first. Because I'm learning more and more as I do it the wrong way through experience on how to do it the right way. So the best way to figure out how to do it the right way is to do it the wrong way first. Because I'm learning more and more through experience. You might be starting over. You're not starting over from scratch. You're now starting over from experience. Because I've lost a lot of things inside of this lifetime going inside of business. I've literally lost every single thing and got it back again. You want to know why? Because every single failure was feedback to give to me to say, listen, this is what you're doing wrong. Now you got to do it right. You got to do it this way in order to do it right. Beautiful part about information is it's the only thing that can never be able to be taken away from you. So you can take my money, my cars, my clothes, every single thing materialistic, but you can't take the information I've gained to get those things in the first place. So that means I can get it back again. Failure equals data. It is feedback. When I started to study successful people, they took failure in a completely different way than the average person does. And this is why they succeed. Principle number 3 is going to be problem solving. See, a lot of the successful people out in the world, they are problem solvers. And the reason why we don't make a lot of money inside of business is because the only problems that we're focused on is our own. There is no profit inside of your problems. But see, there's a profit. Where there's a problem, there's a profit, but not inside of your own problems. See, when I started to study successful people, I saw that they were known to start focusing on other people's problem and how they can solve it. And in the solution was profit. And when I started to study unsuccessful people, I started to notice that the only problem that they were focused on was their self, which is why they didn't make a lot of money at all. And see, the bigger the problem that we're able to solve out in this world, the higher the payout that you're able to receive. So I want to start to begin inside of my business to find out who problems can I actually go out and solve, and how big of a problem can I solve for that person. When my mindset is focused on that, 80% of your problems are going to completely go away. If I was able to go out and solve $1 billion problem for Amazon, you don't think Amazon would pay your boy over $100 million? Of course. I've helped them solve $1 billion problem for them. But if I'm not searching for that problem that they have, then I'll never find a solution to it. So I want to become a problem solver. Where many of us go wrong at is we step inside of rooms and we go inside of places thinking on what we can actually get from people and what we can get from another company, instead of thinking, what can I give to them? When I started inside of the speaking industry, I started talking to people. I'm an introvert completely, right? I had to figure out how to be able to speak to crowds of people because I had the information, I had the formula, but I was completely nervous when I went inside of a room. My body was completely on point, but my mind sat down when I came inside of rooms. You want to know why? Because my mindset was focused on what I was actually going to be able to get out of the people instead of what I was going to be giving to them. When I started to focus on, what I'm going to be giving to these people, everything completely changed. The nervousness completely went away because I was stepping inside of that room in a spirit I'm giving something to them. So focus on what you can give instead of what you can get. This is when I get inside that problem solving mode and I'm able to completely change my life solely through that one principle. So in other words, if you're broke right now, write a list down of people problems that you can actually solve. And within that solution is profit. Principle number 4 is they were known to have an overload of ideas. See, a lot of us think that we're broke, but you're not broke. You're just out of ideas. See, here's the thing. It only takes one idea for you to get completely rich. It only takes one idea. If you were able to go to the house and write down 100 ideas, all it takes is one of those ideas for you to be able to get rich. So let me give you a little bit of homework if you made it to this side of the video. All right. And if you have not yet, make sure you guys definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. That way you'll be notified every time your boy has a new video to be able to provide for you guys. Okay? Go to the house today. Write down as many ideas as you possibly can. As many as you can. You don't have to write down 100, but write down as many as you possibly can. And one of those ideas, I want you to go over it and over it and over it And I want you to realize what happens is one strange day is you realize that that idea is what can actually flow inside of your bank account. Because I don't get it sometimes. Most people don't realize that the biggest power that we have is thinking. Thinking is one of the biggest one of the biggest powers in energy flows that you can actually have. See, here's the thing. Elon Musk is able to think an idea. He goes inside of his office with his team. And guess what? That idea is able to be automatically implemented. I want to get to the point of Elon Musk to where I'm able to think. And my thoughts are what actually make me money. My ideas are what actually brings money to me. So it's not a lack of money that you have. It's a lack of ideas. The most successful people, the top 5% of successful people out in this world are known to go out and give their ideas that can completely change other people's lives. They didn't have any money when they started off. They didn't have any credit. They didn't have any of these things. They had ideas in order to bring to people that had the money. So I want you to understand that ideas are what actually makes you rich. All it takes is one. One idea can completely change your whole life. Hopefully this video was able to inspire you guys and give you guys the principles that are able to completely change your life and your whole business. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, make sure you drop inside that comment section. And if you guys want even more content just like this, right? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you already know it's your boy Rich Secrets, and we are out.